Shila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki Ananta Kori Vaishnava Vrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridasa Thakur ki Prem Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopina Shyam Radha Konda Giri Gaudhan ki Vrindavan Dham ki Mathura Dham ki Navadvipa Dham ki Jagannath Puri Dham ki Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi ki Jamuna Mai ki Jai Ganges Mai ki Jai Tulasi Devi ki Jai Bhakti Devi ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai Nitai Gauda Premanande. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glory to Shishi Guru Shri Gauranga. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pita Bhutale Smati Vadachita Shanti Namaste Krishna Padaya Bhupara Shitan Shri Gaura Karana Shakti Vatitritina Narayanam Namaskritya Aram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashta Prayesha Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nashtiki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 33 Evam nirjita sadvaragai Kriyate bhaktir ishvari Vasudeva Bhagavati Yaya Samladhyate Rati Evam nirjita sadvaragai Kriyate bhaktiru ishvari Vasudeve Bhagavati Daya Samladhyate Rati Evam nirjita sad bhagai Kriyate bhakti ishvari Vāsudeve Bhagavati Yaya Samlabyate Rati. Bhakti Ishwari Vāsudeve Bhagavati Yaya Samlabyate Ratihi Kriyate Bhakti Ishwari Vāsudeve Bhagavati Yaya Samlabyate Ratihi. Matajis. Evam. Thus. Nirijita. Subdued. Sad Bhargai. By the 6 symptoms of the senses. Lusty desires, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and jealousy. Kriyate is rendered. Bhakti, devotional service, Ishwari, unto the Supreme Controller. Vāsudeve, to Lord Vāsudeva. Bhagavati, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yaya, by which Samlabyate is obtained. Ratihi, attachment. Translation and purport by Divine Grace. Bhakti Swami By these activities, as mentioned above, one is able to cut down the influence of the enemies, namely lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and jealousy. When thus situated, one can render service to the Lord. In this way, one surely attains the platform of loving service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Please repeat. By these activities, as mentioned above, one is able to cut down the influence of the enemies, namely lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and jealousy. And when thus situated, one can render service to the Lord. In this way, one surely attains the loving platform, the platform of loving service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. As mentioned in verses 30 and 32, one's first duty is to approach the spiritual master, the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to begin rendering service to him. Prahlada Maharaj proposed that from the very beginning of life, Kaumara Acharet Pragya, a small child should be trained to serve the spiritual master while living at the Gurukula. Brahmachari Guru Kule Vasan Dhantu Guru Hitam. This is the beginning of spiritual life. Guru Padahashraya. Sadhu Varmanu Vartana. Sat Dharma Pricha. By following the instructions of the Guru and the Shastras, the disciple attains the stage of devotional service and becomes unattached to possessions. Whatever he possesses, he offers to the spiritual master, the Guru, who engages him in Sarvanam Kirtanam Vishnu. The disciple follows strictly, and in this way learns how to control his senses. Then, by using his pure intelligence, he gradually becomes a lover of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as confirmed by Srila Rupa Goswami. Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sanga. In this way, one's life becomes perfect, and his attachment for Krishna becomes positively manifested. In that stage, he is situated in ecstasy, experiencing bhav and anubhav, as explained in the following verse. That is the end of Srila Prabhupada's purport to text 33, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 7, entitled What Prahlad Learned in the Womb. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
By these activities, as mentioned above, one is able to cut down the influence of the enemies, namely lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and jealousy. The Bhagavatam will hear that Parishit Maharaj and other devotees described as Arisudana, the conqueror of the enemies. So when we hear the conqueror of the enemy, Arisudana, as a warrior, so generally we think, the challenging kings are the enemy. And so by fighting and defeating them in battle, they are considered the conqueror of the enemies. Arjuna is also called the conqueror of the world. So they defeat their enemies. The enemy that we are talking about, or the enemies, they are not the fighting warriors. which we see certainly as fighting. Or individually, we have so many personalities we consider to be enemies. We have to fight and defeat them. The real enemies, the actual enemies, which these pure devotees are considered to be conquering, is these 6 enemies: lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and jealousy. One who is free from this is considered to be the conqueror of the enemies. Anyone who is free from these enemies is considered the conqueror of the enemy. The Prahlad Maharaj is a conqueror of the enemies, because it is said here, only when one has conquered these enemies, one who is situated at this stage can render service to the Lord. Means, in service, devotional service is activity which gives Krishna pleasure. It's not just activities. Activity which pleases Krishna, that Krishna enjoys, that is devotional service. And that devotional service is rendered by those who have conquered the 6 enemies. They can do devotional service. Mad bhaktim labate para. Mad bhaktim labate. Sarvapadi nirmuktam tat pardina nirmala. They can render devotional service. They render devotional service. Devotional service, it is meant for them. They do devotional service. In this way, one surely attains the platform of loving service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. At this stage, the senses have no distraction to any object. They have no distraction. The senses are focused only on one object. So 𝐾𝐚𝐦𝐿 Swami, he described that the perfect example of these devotees are the gopis. When Krishna calls them, they have no direction. Their lotus feet has no direction to go anywhere. Just like when there is an iron between and before a magnet, there is no distraction. There is no other channel, other path the iron be attracted to. There's only one channel. There is attracted by the magnet. Magnet attracts the iron. So, the pure devotees on this platform, they don't have anywhere their feet can take them to. They don't have anywhere their mind can take them to. They don't have anywhere their senses can take them to. Their senses is fully and wholly absorbed. And the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, of Sri Krishna. So, they are considered the conqueror of the enemies. So Prabhupada is saying the purport. As mentioned in verses 30 and 31, one's first duty is to approach the spiritual master. So, to approach the spiritual master, because to do everything for any intelligent person, even a fool, to do something, there is a target, there is something one has in mind. So for a person to approach a spiritual master, this should be the focus. This should be in the mind. I'm approaching the representative of the Supreme Personality of God to begin rendering service unto him. Why? Lokita Mahaprabhu asked 𝐷𝐸𝐺𝐢𝐬 whom he conquered the previous day. After he defeated him, he defeated him the previous night. and his Devi. I'm talking this one. Devi. So Devi, Saraswati, told him, this boy you are calling a boy of grammar is a supreme personality, is my master. Not only my master, he is the Lord of all living entities, particularly worshipped by those who are in pure goodness. But Brahma loves you. So you think of him to be a small boy, but he is not a small boy. He is my Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You should go and take his share. The mantra which I gave to you is meant for that purpose, to help you attain the shelter at the lotus feet. But due to madness of the enemies, you didn't achieve the goal. But somehow or other you have been fortunate to have his audience. Go and surrender your life to him. So the next morning, 𝐾𝐬𝐥𝐢𝐬 came to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Unlike the previous day, he was flat on the ground. He was flat on the ground before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, offering obeisances. Sri Chaitanya was, oh, it is you! Get up! Don't do like this! You are a famous person. Yesterday, you were on the chariot. You were on the chariot, drawn by elephants. Not only one. Elephants, horses, thousands of followers. Hey, so you cannot be on the ground. You are worshipable. Why are you doing this? Get up. 𝐾𝐬𝐥𝐢𝐬 said, I will not get up. So why are you doing this? Because I want to get myself purified. Offering obeisances is to get purification. Is to diminish our sins. Offering obeisances. I want to conquer my enemies, so I'm offering obeisances to your lotus feet. Yesterday I didn't do because I am a fool, ignorant, but by your mercy, I'm a different person. So I will not get up. I want to conquer the enemies by offering obeisances at your lotus feet. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very pleased with him. So he came to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to have the enemies defeated. So a disciple goes to the spiritual master for this purpose. Yes. One should surrender to the representative or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For what? To begin rendering service unto him. Because Prahlad Maharaj proposed that from the very beginning of life, Kaumara Acharit or Kya, a small child should be trained to serve the spiritual master according to proper in Bhagavad Gita purport, like a menial servant without false prestige. And this surrender should be made in full. Full surrender. So a friend asked me yesterday, after he read the spiritual connection. So he asked me, I'll have a question. Why should I surrender? Why full surrender is required to the spiritual master? Why is it required? Why is it required? Because why should I surrender to a person spiritual master? Why? Full surrender.
If it is not full, it means reservation. If the surrender is not full, it means reservation. And that reservation can breed offenses. It is a channel for Maya to come in. A very big channel, very big express road. Even though it physically it is very, very small, you may not be able to see it, and especially it is also subtle. So you may not see it, but it is wider than the physical gap which you would see. That small percentage, even if it is 95%, that remaining 5% is bigger than the 95%. Because that is where the enemy will slip in. The enemy will sneak in from there. Bhagavad Gita warned us about Gita. If the six senses, out of the six senses, 5 are engaged, one is not engaged. It is dangerous. That one which is not engaged will eventually defeat the remaining 5. Therefore, the 6 senses have to be fully engaged in Krishna consciousness through the process of rendering service unto the representative, the lotus feet of the representative of Krishna. The question why full surrender to the spiritual master came in, because we are seeing that the spiritual master whom we are giving about 100% head to is also not there. So why should I give 100% to the person who is not there? It is more painful if the person is out of the planet is endurable, right? Who can endure? He is not physically present and left the planet. Who can endure that? Or he has fallen down, or has left the moment. Who can endure that? But in the case that he is physically present and I have no access to him, why full surrender? The question is foundational. Yes, it is foundational. Because it is cheating. It is negligence of duty. It is illegal. All illegal activities are punishable by law, both physical and spiritual. But the principle of transcending or conquering the 6 enemies require full surrender to the pure representative of Krishna. If we are listening very carefully to our scriptures, our teachers, our acharyas, it is very, very clear for every devotee to understand that until one give up a taste for sense gratification, pure love of Godhead will not manifest. Because materially speaking, we don't see enemies living comfortably together. Do we see that in the material sense? 2 enemies living comfortably together. It's only 2 friends who live comfortably together, not enemies. So, sense gratification and pure devotional service, they are friends until one has a distaste for sense gratification, pure love for God that will not manifest. Our scripture require, they repeatedly mentioned. Sanatana Goswami is describing this Dhira Bhagavatamrita. Until the desire for sense gratification is removed, there is no question of pure devotional service, loving devotional service to Krishna. And for us to have this loving devotional service, we need to conquer these enemies. And for us to conquer these enemies, full surrender to the pure devotee of Krishna is required. It is compulsory. And Prahlad Maharaj recommended here, they should begin from the beginning. Komara. Yes. Komara. Why Komara? We can bend a tree when it's still tender, but you cannot bend a tree when it has become old, or it is dry. You cannot bend the wood. You cannot bend the wood, except you're a carpenter. If you're a carpenter, then you can do that. But to do that, you have to carve the tree to put it the way you want. But even without being a carpenter, you can easily do it. If the tree is still tender, you can still do that. Therefore, it is required, it is necessary. A small child should be trained to serve the spiritual master while living at the Gurukula. So, there's another verse in Bhagavatam, which Sukadeva Goswami said, a disciple lives in the ashram of the spiritual master for the benefit of this guru. So the question also remains, why this full surrender? Because in this day we have to see the spiritual masters are exploiting the disciples. So this is a problem. What is the problem? I don't want to surrender fully because I don't know who is the next cheater. Is it not? Who is the next cheater? Today you are Hare Krishna. What of tomorrow? Will you still do Hare Krishna? Or how long are you going to do this before you show your ugly face? So the doubt is haunting devotees all over the world. It's a demon which we Hare Krishna devotees are producing to haunt devotees. We're producing this demon by our whimsical behavior, our own devotional activities. Is producing the demon cult tower. Is it not? Doubt. Demon doubt is haunting devotees. But it is in Krishna consciousness, Krishna who told us the direct which have arisen has to be sliced with the weapon of knowledge. This is what Krishna said. These demons should not be allowed to stay, should be slashed, to be destroyed, should be removed. This is the principle Krishna established. But we devotees are producing the demon to haunt the devotees. Yes, it is a battle. It's a battle. It's a war. It's a war. It's a battle. It's a war. If you think that all doctors are quacks because you have 90 doctors who are quacks, therefore, if you close the chapter of doctor, forgetting the remaining 10, what will happen? You will die of a disease. Is it not? 100, they are 90 or 95. Don't close the gate because of 95. 95 is not complete. They remain 5 to make it 100. To look for the 5. And you should not be surprised that it's only 5 out of 100. It's only 5. You shouldn't be surprised because Prasanta Atma Sudulabha. Prasanta Atma Sudulabha. Muktanam apisidanam narayana parayana. Prasanta Atma Sudulabha. Kotisu api mahamune. Koti. Koti. Listen, we should listen to our scripture. So we don't become blind and forget the 5 out of 100. Don't forget the 5. The 5 is there because Krishna doesn't make mistake. Why not 95? 100. Why not 95 positive and 5 negative? Why? Why is the opposite? 5 positive, 95 negative. Why is that ratio? Because we have more cheating mentality, we have more cheating, they are more cheaters than the pious people. They are more cheaters. You don't get the ratio at Satya Yuga. You know? You don't get it at Satya Yuga. It's only in Kali Yuga. Means what? There are more cheaters in Kali Yuga. Therefore, we have, by our own sinful activity, narrowed the gate. It is not Krishna who narrowed it. It is our sinful activities have narrowed it. So don't close the gate. Look for the 5. It is necessary because even in the Bible it is said many are called but few are chosen. Anusharam Sahasreshu. Sahasreshu. The same. The same. Very few are there. So yes, we have the challenge. We have the challenge. And the challenge is wonderful. This challenge is wonderful because how do you know a student who is bona fide in the class? How do you know? A bona fide student. How do you know a student who is hearing attentively and following attentively? How do you know? When will you know such a student or disciple? A time of examination. You know? The examination day you know who is a student who have been listening to the teachings. In a class, everybody is sitting there. So we are all students, is it not? Yes. We are all students. But in reality, are we students? All of us are going to pass the exam? There will no gap between them that can so Krishna whisper to John. You know that he had about Gita? You know that, did he hear one verse about Gita? I'm asking. Did he hear one verse about Gita? But I don't have Bhagavad Gita in 30 minutes. What's the difference? Many are called, few are chosen. So yes, we have so many abusers and cheaters who are pretenders, who have not conquered the enemies, but they are parading as the conquerors of enemies. And some of us are foolishly giving our lives to them, and then at the end we discover they are not what we are expecting. Therefore they fear of me not surrendering fully comes in. That is our problem. It is not Krishna's problem, nor the cheater's problem. Listen, it's not the cheater's problem. It is not Krishna's problem. It is our own problem because we are cheaters. The cheater will be cheated. What is Krishna's duty sitting in the heart? What is Krishna's duty sitting in the heart? It's to guide us. The duty is sitting here to guide us. He's not here to eat our prasad. He's here to guide. So, who guided us to a person who will cheat us? Who did that? Huh? Who guided us to a cheater? Who guided us to a cheater? Paramatma. The mind. Huh? Our desires. Krishna. The mind and the senses, whatever they cannot function if the super soul is not there. Nothing will work. Super soul directing us to wherever we are going based on our desire. Based on our cheating mentality to a cheater. If one is sincere, Krishna will guide you to a sincere person who will not cheat. What is the security? So because should I abandon everything? Oh, there's 95% cheater, so and I don't know which of them. Therefore, no more. Oh, I should not surrender. What should I do? If you refuse to go to a doctor, to go to a hospital because you think in the hospital 95% of doctors are cheaters, our disease will kill us in the house. So if you don't surrender fully to a bona fide spiritual master, we will not get our disease cured. These enemies will not be conquered. For the enemies to be conquered, we need full surrender. And Prabhupada said, full surrender, in full surrender and to be served like a menial servant. So the problem is our insincerity in Krishna consciousness. That's the problem. Not the fear. The fear will not help us. Giving up the positive because of some negativity also will not help us. What will help us is if we are sincere in our Krishna consciousness, then the Supreme Personality of God will guide us, He will lead us, He will direct us to a person who will not cheat us, the person who will not exploit us, the person who will not go to abuse us, the person who is going to lead us to His lotus feet. This is the beginning of spiritual life. Guru Padashraya. Guru Padashraya. Taking shelter of the spiritual master. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of life. Human life begins when we can voluntarily, wholeheartedly, sincerely offer our head to the lotus feet of a Guru, a Sadhu, Guru Sadhu. Sadhu Vadma Anuvartanam Sadharma Vichar. By following the instructions of the Guru and the Shastras, the disciple attains the stage of devotional service and becomes unattached to possessions. We will conquer our enemies. Our enemies will be conquered. Whatever he possesses, he offers to the spiritual master, the Guru, who engages him in Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. Yes. We should approach the person who wants to teach us this system. How to hear. How to serve the spiritual master. How to serve Lord Krishna. The spiritual master will teach us how to serve Krishna. If the spiritual master tells you, send get to fire. Sell your house and give the money to me. Turn away very fast. That is Maya. You have a house. Maya. Sell it, give the money to me. But come and take shelter. Run away very, very fast.
It's sowing of seed. Really has to sow seed.
Oh, come and show the seed. It is not in the scripture. It is not here. It's not here. It's not written here. Anything which is not written here, it is forbidden. Not approved. So we should be intelligent enough to understand this. Should be intelligent. And Prabhupada said, true purport, proper repeated. Even if the disciple is not intelligent enough to understand the pure devotee, if the guru is pure, the movement is pure, the system is pure, but the disciple is not so intelligent to understand what the guru is teaching. If he is sincere and engaged in Sravanam Kirtanam, Krishna himself will take it upon him to clean the heart of the disciple and provide you the word. Eventually means what? At the end, ultimately, he will get what? Krishna. This is Bhagavad Gita 10, 10, and 11. Purport. 10, 10, 11. Purport. Prabhupada repeated the same thing, 2 verses. So we are secure, but because we are not sincere, that is the problem. That's the problem. Krishna cannot leave anyone in darkness. In 11 purport, Prabhupada repeated this. Devotees cannot be in darkness. Prabhupada said in the purport. 10, 10, 11. 10, 11. Devotee cannot be in darkness. That is the duty of Krishna that is sitting in the heart. Nasayami Atma Bhavastu. Get deeper now, Bhaswata. Yes, that is Krishna's duty, to dismantle the darkness, to destroy the darkness. When darkness is out, what is there? The light. Yes. The light to see. We should see. We cannot see because of insincerity. That darkness has covered us not to see. So you should not blame those who are cheating us. We should blame ourselves because we are cheated. That's why we're being cheated. The disciple follows strictly and in this way learns how to control his senses. Narada Muni, the guru, Narada Muni, perfect example. He said, I listened to the Bhaktivedanta with submissive mind. I was very, very submissive. I was very obedient. I was attentive. I was not a playboy. Yes, after cricket or football. I was not. Yes, the 2 countries. Yes, I was not. And I subjugated my senses. This is the process. The senses will come. Is subjugated. The senses were subjugated by being submissive followers of the Bhaktivedantas. The senses became controlled. They were arrested. We don't have the strength to do that. So our surrender, full surrender to pure devotee will help us to arrest them, arrest these enemies by engaging them. So it requires full surrender, and serving like a mania servant. Papa don't just put just a vague statement. He qualifies all the statements, make everything very, very pinpointed, direct. You can see. Look at the word he used. To make it very clear for us to understand. Then, by using his pure intelligence, he gradually becomes a lover of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as confirmed by Srila Rupa Goswami, Ado Sradha Tata Sadhu Sanga. Then include Bhajana Kriya. When Bhajana Kriya is there, then positive experience will start to manifest. If you go Ado Sradha Tata Sadhu Sanga, if there is no Bhajana Kriya, no effect. No effect. The process will start to manifest when Bhajan has entered, Kriya has entered into Bhajan. Yes. When Kriya has entered Bhajan, yes, then the positive manifestations of all the wonderful qualities will start to manifest. They will come after that Bhajana Kriya. This is where the journey begins. In this way, one's life becomes perfect, and his attachment for Krishna becomes positively manifested. Means you can feel it, you can see it. You can see it. Yes, everybody can see, especially those who are very sincere. They can see it. You yourself will feel it, even though the devotees are very humble. They will say, I'm not seeing. Don't think that they are fools. They are seeing it. They are seeing it. This is not the process for fools. This is a enlightened place. 𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐝𝐥𝐲 prajajitanti he sumedasa. This process is for those who have bread substance, not fools. So one can see it. In this stage, at this stage, he is situated in ecstasy, experiencing bhava and anubhava, as explained in the following verse. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Comment? Hare Krishna.
Thank you so very much for this very timely lecture. We have so many youths here, many devotees who have not taken shelter or who are not yet initiated. And this lecture have emphasized on how to select a guru. And you spoke that some people are afraid that they are not sure who is a bona fide spiritual master, who is a cheater. But we see that this is our environment. Some people, part of their fear is that if I take up a guru now, then I will be checkmated in so many activities. They have this fear. Sometimes we ask the devotee, but what is the problem? Who is your guru? Say, I'm not ready yet. So how do we get the devotees to rise above that platform?
Well, I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. Means you are not tired of suffering. That is the meaning. I'm not yet tired of suffering. I just want to continue my suffering until when I get tired, then I will. So that is what they are saying. So let them continue to suffer until when our suffering becomes fortune. The suffering is good because when we suffer, we will get purified to come to the sensitive. I say, why am I suffering like this? That is Brahmanda Brahmite Kola Bhagya one. That is good fortune appears. Why am I suffering like this? At the beginning. Then one come to you. Yes. One come to you. So anyway, our system is a very scientific process. So we can know what is there in the heart of everyone. By how we have applied ourselves to this Krishna consciousness. One has come very close to the gate of liberation. One has come very close to the gate. This is liberation. one have come all the way to this point, and the door is open. No, I don't want to enter yet. I don't want to stay here. I just want to stay here. I don't want to enter the gate here. I don't want to enter, but let me just stay here. Yes, you can stay there, but there's a problem. What's the problem? You don't enjoy what is inside, you don't enjoy what is outside. You know? What is going on there, you will not enjoy it. And what is going out here, you will not enjoy it. You are a ghost. Because you cannot, the little connection you have with the Krishna consciousness, their mind will not allow you to fully gratify the senses. And you are not also ready to give up complete and take to Krishna consciousness. So you are just hanging, which is dangerous. You don't enjoy there, you don't enjoy here. Better choose one. Right? Better choose one. At least you know where you belong. If you don't know where you belong, very dangerous to find medicine with a cure. Yes, ma'am. Hare Krishna. Yes. Yes.
So my question now is that, for example, sometimes these remedies they are used like animal destroy hunger, destroy the matter.
Yes. Yes.
I think this one said with anger and took up the chariot and once they conquer it, they were getting like you that we find them do somewhere. So sometimes the madness and other politics, or sometimes they are
Very good. Very good. Excuse me. Yes, thank you, Prabhu. These enemies, like lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, they can be used, and we have perfect examples of Hanuman. It bent down the whole Lanka. Arjun, so many enemies, so many opposing soldiers, and they were promoted. What were promoted? While a person who does not exhibit anger was demoted, Yudhishthira Maharaj was demoted, but his brother used anger, he was promoted. So it means that these things can be used, and we have to use them in Christian consciousness. So when we conquer them, means we are not going to be out of service. Right? No more service. And what does it mean? Conquering them means we should just pack them there, and whenever there is time, you can use them. Yes. 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 We don't see Hanuman and Arjuna and other devotees going about fighting everybody anywhere. They don't do that. It is manifested only when it is necessary. Even the supreme teacher of Tuna, peace in nature now, himself, he raised the Sudarshan Chakra. Perfectly in the service of Krishna. And they can be applied perfectly in the service of Krishna only by pure devotees. Only pure devotees. Means that they were, when Krishna need them, his devotee will manifest them. For example, you don't see Lord Balaram traveling with billions of cows on his on a pilgrimage. You don't see him traveling with the cows, but you hear he donated thousands of cows to the local brahmanas. Means what? He's not traveling with, he was traveling alone. But how did he get them to distribute at the place? He just distribute thousands of cows to local brahmanas. How did he do that? When it is necessary, he will call them and they will appear. The same with his weapon. When he killed the Pralambasura, the two weapons were not with him. When Pralambasura was carrying him, the weapons also were not there. When they are necessary. Thank you. Thank you.